Hi friends. I am in Wellsville this afternoon, taking a little walk, and I'm thinking a lot about our scripture for this Sunday. At the end of Luke chapter 16, Jesus tells the Pharisees a very strange story. It's a story about two men. The first is a rich man who lived in luxury every day. The second is a poor beggar named Lazarus. And Lazarus used to lay at this rich man's gate every day, waiting for scraps of food. And in the story, when the time comes for both men to pass away, it says that the rich man went to hell, but Lazarus, the poor beggar, went to heaven, where he was at Abraham's side, is how Jesus explains it. And what happens next is Jesus goes on to narrate essentially this dialogue back and forth between the rich man who's in agony in hell and Abraham with Lazarus at his side. And essentially, the rich man is asking for mercy. He's asking for a second chance. He even asked Abraham at one point to send the resurrected Lazarus to his brothers to warn them. But Abraham's answer is effectively, you had your chance. And he says that in your life you received good things, but Lazarus received bad things. He says that you had your chance to live in a way that honored the Lord, but instead you lived in luxury and ignored the ways of the Lord. And this story has a couple of things for us. It's an intense story. And one of the things that it has for us is just a stark and urgent reminder that what we do, the things that we do have consequences. The decisions that we make, the actions we take, they all have consequences. The way that we live really does matter. And the other thing I think it has for us is, just like that rich man, that we face that temptation to ignore the way of the Lord and instead to give in to the temptations of luxury, to give in to the temptations of the luxuries of this world, which oftentimes wall us off from the suffering people around us, like that man Lazarus. And that if we're followers of Christ, we don't get to ignore people like Lazarus. Followers of Christ don't get to ignore the suffering and pain of this world. So I'm looking forward to unpacking more of this scripture with each of you this Sunday. Just as a reminder, we're also going to be celebrating the Lord's Supper as well at the end of our service. So I just invite you. I invite you to allow the Lord to prepare your hearts and minds to speak to you in a fresh way, to convict you in ways that maybe you need to be convicted, to comfort you in ways that you need to be comforted. But I look forward to seeing many of your faces this coming Sunday. I know that I love you, and I'm praying for you, and I will see you then. All right, take care, friends.